And we are live from the heartland of America, from my heart, hopefully straight to yours. I'm Jeffey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the channel where we're here to remind you, you don't have original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You don't need salvation, so you don't have to come on bended knee to their Savior. You have the right to life and life more abundant, and to peace that passes all understanding. And that's the way we roll around here, ladies and gentlemen. You're entering a no fear here zone. We're manifesting the world the way we want it to be and the way we know it should be. And I was just thinking as we were getting ready to go on air that this Bible and this AHAK, which is what I need to remember to call it, this AHAK is here, folks, to make sure that you stay trapped within the fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control matrix. That's what it's here for. And yet, because of natural law, it must include instruction, and clues and keys for you to get out of the fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control matrix. So I was thinking today, as we sat down, about one of those verses that are keys. I was thinking about how we can manifest our world, because we have so many people in the mass media manifesting gloom, doom, darkness, failure, horror. And we've got so many people in the ass media, that's here on YouTube, doing the same thing. Things are bad, things are terrible, things are horrible, things are rotten, things are going to get worse. We're going to have tribulation, we're going to have head chop, and they're manifesting that reality. And we're manifesting the opposite reality. And the thought came through my mind, are we doing it? Are we whistling past the graveyard? Doesn't matter, because this world isn't ours anyway. But are we whistling past the graveyard? And no, we're not. No, we are not. Because there's a verse, and I want to share it with you. And this is a verse that I'm sharing because it's one of those verses that are natural law key to victory, hidden within actually deceit. So let's take a look at this. And I want you to know that we're not just whistling past the graveyard. I want you to know that we're not just whistling Dixie, as we would say down south, and not doing anything about it. Look at what we are, and look at what we do and what we can do. The Bible's not true, but it contains some things. AHAK is not true, but it contains some things that are true. And Jeff, why do you keep doing what you do when you know most people are against you? Why do you keep saying what you say when you know most people are saying things that are against you? Here's why. It's because of math, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Look at this. 5 of you will chase 100. I'm not going to lie. I got out my calculator. And it appears that 5%, 5 is about shoot, I forgot. I'm gonna do it again. I think it's 20%. Let's see. 5 divided by 100. I'll tell you what percentage that is. 5 divided by 100 is 5%. Duh. It's 5% of 100. So that means that 5 of us can run off 95. And I'm thinking right now in terms of subscribers. I'm thinking in terms of videos that go out. And I really should be thinking in terms of viewers. That's important. So 5 of us are 5 videos of positivity, 5 videos of reality, 5 videos of goodness and balance can chase 95 bad, 95 of, 5 of positivity can chase 95 of negativity. But then the writer rethought. He said, wait a second. I was wrong. 100 will put 10,000 to flight. And that brings it down to 1%. 1%. 1% will be put to flight. That means And let me show you what that means, because we need to make sure that we define our terms. 1% of us can chase 99%. So we only need to be 1%. Do you understand that? We only need to be 1%. One of us or 100 of us will chase 10,000. That's 1%. We can run them. And what does chase mean? Chase means that we can chase them. We put out the reality. They run from it. They're running away from us. And then enemies, they are our enemies. They're our enemies because they're speaking and manifesting a world that is against us. That's why they're our enemies. And they'll fall by the sword. But you got to understand, folks, that doesn't mean that we're slaying them. That doesn't mean that we're killing them. They'll fall by their own sword. Those that live by the sword will what? Die by the sword. And those that are teaching gloom, doom, death, destruction, tribulation, it's going to be bad, ladies and gentlemen. They are people that are living by the sword, and they will die by the sword. That's why we continue to do what we do, because we know 100 can run off 10,000. That's 1%. So I figure with our subscribers right now of 44,000, we really have the power of a channel with 440,000 subscribers, if my math is right. So the way I look at it is, if we can get to 100,000 subscribers, we will have the most powerful channel on YouTube as far as manifesting reality goes. And you know, it's not just a slogan, it's a way of life with us. So we're very powerful right now. We are disproportionately powerful. That's why we continue to broadcast. That's why we continue to podcast. That's why we're here, because we are putting to chase the enemies of peace. We are putting to chase the enemies of divinity. We're putting to chase the enemies of sovereignty. We're putting to chase the enemies of freedom. And we will continue to unindoctrinate ourselves. And we will continue to run these bitches out. That's what we're here for, folks. So if you're wondering, Jeff, why do you bother? This is why I bother. Because we're winning. That's why I bother. And then the next question I always get, and I'm going to deal with this and once and for all so you really understand, why aren't you working with ABC anymore? Why don't you work with this person anymore? Why don't you work with that person anymore? Well, there's another great reason for it. And guess what? It's a reason that comes again from the script that tells us some keys through natural law. And I'm going to show you right now one of those keys. Jeff, why do I do what I do? Because I'm mean, because I'm nasty, because I can't get along with anybody? No, here's what I do, why I do what I do. Jeff, why aren't you still doing shows with just fill in the blank? Whatever name you ask, I get 3 or 4 different names. Just fill in the name. Jeff, why aren't you doing shows with fill in the blank? All right. What harmony? What harmony? What agreement? What agreement? What concord? What harmony can there be? What agreement can there be? What concord can there be between, whoops, I went back. I need to go back to the previous key. This is a key. Don't be unequally yoked. What does unequally yoked mean? To be yoked up differently. The idea of this is a team of mules, which is appropriate, right? We're talking about YouTube presenters. So a team of mules, a couple mules. And when the mules are pulling a cart, if you got one mule pulling that away and one mule pulling that away, you don't go anywhere, right? And if you got one mule that wants to go this way and one mule that wants to go that way, you're not going anywhere. So the mules, which in this case are me and the people that come on the show with me, we got to be yoked up. We got to be wanting to pull in the same direction. We got to be wanting to pull in the same direction. And the people that I don't do shows with anymore didn't want to pull in the same direction that I wanted to pull. So I was unequally yoked with them. And this key to me says, don't be unequally yoked with someone who is, by definition, an unbeliever. Oh, are you saying these people aren't an unbeliever? I'm saying, according to this description, they're not believers. I'm saying, according to this description, yes, they are unbelievers. How so, Jeff? Well, they're unbelieving, they're incredulous, but the real thing is 4103. That's the key word, the root word, the etymology. It comes from this, pistos. They are not trustworthy. Some of them aren't here anymore because they're not trustworthy. Some of them aren't here anymore because they're not faithful. In other words, full of faith. They're not full of faith. Barkley says, I'm full of faith. Go away. We're trying to do some show here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be okay. Let them come in on Sunday, Cynthia said. It'll be nice if they can come in on Sunday. But anyway, these people don't have faith. They're not full of faith. They're not believing in the world that we believe in. We believe that the world is not bad and getting worse. We believe it's good and getting better. We are full of faith that is true. And those that don't have trust in the worthiness of us to do it, I can't be yoked up with them. So by definition, yes, they are unbelievers. That's why I'm not with them anymore. What partnership? How can I have a partnership? How can I have a fellowship? How can I share with someone? And when we're righteousness, what does righteousness mean? Justness, righteousness, approval, that divinity wins. What kind of partnership can I have with wickedness? Jeff, are you saying they're wicked as defined by this term? What does that mean? Lawlessness. Lawlessness is coming. Oh my God, lawlessness is coming. And what's the root? There was something good here besides just lawlessness. Disregard for the divinity. Things that are negative. Oh, here's the one. Having a negative influence on person's soul, spirit, whatever you call it. Having a negative influence on a person. When you're talking about it's going to be it's martial law. When you're talking about the shelves are empty. When you're talking about things have changed forever. When you're talking about it's bad and going to get worse, you're having a negative influence on a person. And I cannot work with you. I will have no partnership when you're having a negative influence on people, period. If you're not building up, you're tearing down. I am building. I will not be with people that are tearing down. If you're not lifting up, you're holding down. I'm a lifter upper. I won't have any partnership with people that are doing the opposite. And check this part out. What fellowship? I can't have fellowship. I can't have partnership. I can't have participation with, when I'm light, I'm trying to be light. I'm trying to be radiance. I'm trying to be illumination. I can't have it with people that are darkness, people that are talking about obscurity, people that are talking about bad things, dark things. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be terrible. We can't do that. Well, we could, but we won't, because we don't want subscribers that badly. And what else? What agreement is there between Christ? Oh, Jeff, no, remember, that's not the word. The anointing. What agreement is there between the anointing and Belial, which is wickedness, worthlessness, vile, utter worthlessness? And that's what these people are talking about. It's going to get bad. It's going to get horrible. The shelves are empty. America's finished. I'm of the anointing. I can't have harmony with someone that is speaking things against the anointing. I'm a believer. Hey, I'm a believer now. Dallas home. Hey, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave. I like that one better. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I'm trustworthy. I'm faithful. I'm believing. I'm full of faith. But the people that I won't work with anymore are unbelievers. They're not full of faith. They're unbelieving that things are good and going to get better. They have lost they're not full of faith that we're going to manifest a better world, and they're manifesting a different world. So I won't be part of them. There can't be any agreement between someone speaking the words of divinity and someone speaking the words of idols. There just can't be. Do you see? Do you understand? Does it make sense? Well, it should, because that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't have to ask those questions anymore. We don't have to wonder anymore. We don't have to say, where's this guy or where's that guy? Now we know where those guys are. Now we know. But did you know, folks, and we're going to roll into our subject matter, and this is some good stuff. And thanks to Tracy Dyer for bringing this to my plate. I'm going to roll right into this because it's powerful. And I'm going to ask this question. Is the cabal holed up under Arlington National Cemetery? What? Yes. Is the cabal holed up under Arlington National Cemetery? And folks, we are, and one thing that I'm not holed up in an environment that's not supportive to me. I'm holed up in a high consciousness environment because I got high consciousness on demand from Focus Life Force Energy. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the fluffy logo, get 30 days free. That's 15 on the home, 15 on the phone. Focus Life Force Energy. It's changed my life. It will change yours. Are they holed up under Arlington National Cemetery? We need to take a quick look at some Washington, D.C. geography. This is fascinating stuff. Let's take a quick look at the relative locations of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, which, interestingly enough, was included in the bailout package specifically. It's an entertainment center. How much money does it cost to turn off the lights and come back when they open that bitch back up again? Nothing. Why do they need money? It's it's queer. It's curious. It's curious. So let's look at the location of the JFK Center for the Performing Arts. Let's look at the location of the Arlington National Cemetery. And just for fun, let's look at the location of the Swamp Trail. It's really called the Swamp Trail. And I noticed that last night as I was preparing for this. So check this out, folks. This is really, really interesting. This is really, really powerful. And I think you're going to enjoy this as we move right along through this. Okay. And this is something that it's kind of a Q drop, and it relates to a Q drop. And it says, plain fags saw the pattern, Anons found the spot, POTUS made the visit, talking about President Trump going to Arlington National Cemetery. This is not the Keystone. Q's telling us where the honeycomb hideout of the cabal is located. Where the honeycomb hideout of the cabal is located. We're talking about deep underground military bunkers. We're talking about where the cabal is hiding. Maybe. Have they dug under the tomb of the unknowns, the unknown soldier? No patriot would ever put a bunker under Arlington National Cemetery. The cabal, however, has no such scruples. Light, darkness, truth. See, it's that whole thing. Are you saying to the people you don't work with anymore, work with the cabal? Yeah, whether they know it or not. Some of the people that I don't work with anymore know they're part of the cabal. Some of the people that I don't work with anymore don't know they're part of the cabal. Or do they? I don't know. This is their bolt hole. It's right under our noses, right under the bodies of our men and women. Symbolism. Arlington is also now closed. So let's look at this. This is Arlington National Cemetery, ladies and gentlemen. Huge, right? Big place. You could put a really big bunker underneath there if you were of the desire to do so. You could put a big bunker underneath there. Pentagon's right here, which is interesting, but that's not what we're going to talk about. So this is Arlington National Cemetery, but watch this. Could it be that secret things and people happen under Arlington? Are they sick enough to do it? Well, they did try to destroy our military. Asteroid impact causes tremendous preparation. We'll have to ask Tracy Dyer what that means. But these people are sick. Are they really sick enough to do it? Yes, Virginia, they are. So watch this. Oh shoot. I'm missing a oh, I know what I need to do. I was gonna put it up on here, but I just said no, we'll just pull up Google Maps. So I'll just show you on the map. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. I don't often make a mistake, but that's a mistake. So we're gonna look up what do I want to look up? I want to look up Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Just talk among yourselves for a minute. Okay. So now we got it. How do I get rid of this? We got the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Watch this. Watch this. Google Maps. Okay, here we are. Here we are, folks. This is Washington, D.C. Now let me scroll back out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so come on, help me out, Google. All right, here we go. This is the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts right here. I'll go in a little bit further. Say we lose it. You got to remember where it is. It's right there. Boom, right? Right there on the water. But as I move in, it goes away, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, there it is right there. How does it look on satellite? Oh, that's easier. See, there's the JFK Center for the Performing Arts right there. Boom. Right there. And look what's right across the river. The Arlington National Cemetery. Interesting. Right across the river from the JFK Center for the Performing Arts is Arlington National Cemetery. Why are they so worried about the tunnels at the JFK Center? Why are they so worried about having money to keep that thing working and having money for something that's just going to be shut down? Are they connected over here to their bunker at Arlington National Cemetery? Are they connected to this bunker over here at Arlington National Cemetery? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. JFK Center, Arlington National Cemetery. Something that you might want to think about, something that you might want to ponder. And these guys are terrible human beings that decide these things and make these things up. So, and I'm going to go off the satellite just so I can show you a graphic of something. And again, just to make it maybe a little easier to see, here's the Kennedy Center, and here is Arlington National Cemetery. But watch this. This is despicable what it is. To get from the Kennedy Performing Arts Center to get over to Arlington National Cemetery, look what's in between. Watch this. The Swamp Trail. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. The Swamp Trail. What's President Trump there to do? Drain the swamp. You can't get, whether you do it above ground or below ground, you can't get from the Kennedy Center, which you see just above that handsome gentleman right there, and over here to Arlington National Cemetery, which is right here in this corner, without crossing the Swamp Trail. Interesting stuff, isn't it? But one other thing I want to point out to you of how nasty these bitches are. This is Arlington National Cemetery. And if you're in Arlington National Cemetery and you look across the river, you're staring right at the Lincoln Memorial. In effect, the Lincoln Memorial is giving the middle finger to Arlington National Cemetery, which is interesting, isn't it? Lincoln was a criminal. Lincoln was a criminal. And he's sitting across the river giving the finger to all the men and women that he had led to their deaths in his war, Lincoln's war. But it's even deeper than that, folks. It's even deeper than that. Because do you know what Arlington National Cemetery used to be before it was Arlington National Cemetery? Oh, just some swampland, right? Not so much, folks. Sitting right across the river, giving the finger to Arlington National Cemetery, which is horrible, stands the memorial of the criminal Lincoln. But it's even deeper than that because they're nastier than that. You know who else that Lincoln is eternally giving the finger to? Lincoln is eternally giving the finger to the man that had way more class than he did. He's eternally giving the finger to Robert E. Lee. Arlington National Cemetery was built when they stole Robert E. Lee's home and built the cemetery on what used to be his home. The eternal middle finger to all men of honor given by the criminal Abraham Lincoln. Wow. That's a lot of stuff for a Sunday morning, isn't it? That's some pretty deep stuff for a Sunday morning. So, what do y'all think about that? See, we got a nice 30 minutes left for some talk, some discussion between us, which is nice. We can review our week a little bit. Let's go ahead and go into the chat room and see what you folks have to say here today. And we expect to take a little fire, but that's okay. We're big boys. We're big girls. Yeah, we don't allow disharmony, Sorba. It doesn't help. This age of groupthink has to die. I agree 100%. We associate with people who have the same vision for the future. It's just that simple. Tracy, thank you for making it much more simple than I was able to. We associate with people that have the same vision for the future that we don't. And if they don't have the same vision, we're not going to associate with them. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Let's see what else. Yeah, Barkley was. Did you guys actually see Barkley? I don't know if you did or not, but she's a good girl. Let's see. Double-minded is unstable. Boom. Exactly. I love it. Agreed, Jeffrey. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love the show. Go. Perfect. Thanks. The good news. I concur, says Gary Baxter. Thanks, folks. We appreciate it very, very much. Sounds like everyone I know just try to set the example. Absolutely, Heather. That's all we can do. So true. Yes, absolutely. And when you got morons making statements like Cynthia's quoting, not good. Not good. And Cynthia brought this up. I'm very surprised that she brought it up. But you just can't say these things, especially when you've got a group of people that are volatile. I want a dog so bad, says Ryan. Brother, you don't really want a dog so bad. I'm kidding. They're nice. I walk away when people start to argue. I'm not that far down the hole. I think it's good to debate if it's a real debate, but if it's just name throwing, I'm with you 100%. Let's see. The beginning of perfection for those who know. Love it. Let's see. Double-minded is unstable, but isn't a mind without duality incomplete? No. No. Wanting to, but not letting go. I don't understand what that means. This is why comments and people are removed from chat. Yeah, exactly. Because it's not pulling in the same direction. You got to pull in the same direction. Those of us that are unindoctrinated, as RVS says, we need to unite. Boom. I love it. I love it. And these people are manifesting negativity. As much as they deny it, they are. And that's why they don't have a voice here. I have a cat too, which is fun. Absolutely. I have a cat too, which is fun. They're still in need of milk and haven't moved on to solid food. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably true. Probably true. And not confused with agreeing to disagree. Yeah, we don't agree to disagree. They're destructive and we're not. That's why they're not here any longer. Becky wanted to see some positivity. Great. We're glad that we're here to provide that. And the dogs are good at bringing out goodness in people, no doubt about it. I've never been a dog person, but I do like them now that we're here. The future is magical and full of possibilities. Absolutely. At least it is around here. The layout is no accident, says a person in DC. I agree with you 100%. It does get curiouser and curiouser. You couldn't pay me to be underground with them, not at all. DC is built on swampland. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Just joking, but it is rather obvious. We appreciate you being here, though. So Disney World, not so much swamp. No, that's incorrect, Terry, unfortunately. And I don't know why I have to correct you, but I just do. You know, I'm from Florida. It's not swampland. It was built on just forest and mainly lots and lots of orange groves. But no, that is not swamp there in Central Florida. Not swamp, but I'm with Iris. Let's drain that swamp already. Trump went in the rain. That is significant. The storm. Terry says snap. Yeah, these things start coming together. And this one came to me from Dyer, so it wasn't mine. Let's see. The cabal equals gotta sell yourself. Absolutely right. Could there be anything under Washington, D.C. that the military so-called elite doesn't know about? Well, they do know about it. That's the point. But now you know. I don't know what that asteroid reference is. I really don't. Ryan, thank you so much for that super chat. I salute you for being here, seeking after truth. Right back at you, William. Paul Ehrlich. See his views on population control. If it's not related to this show, then don't put it in this show. That's just a friendly suggestion. Just a friendly suggestion. Thank you. I appreciate you right back, William. Let's see. JFK Center is a Q, right? You mean, is it actually the shape of a Q? I don't think so. Let me look at it again. I don't think it is the shape of a Q. That just might be some bullshit. I don't know. Let's look at it. I'm going to look at it from the. Okay. Let's look at it, folks. I'll show it. I'm not afraid to show it. Let's look at the JFK Center. This is it. Doesn't look like a Q to me. Am I missing something? Why is it so hard to see? Is that a Q? I guess if you turned it upside down, you could say that with this thing jutting out here, this walkway, it was a Q. I'd say you're reaching a little bit. To me, you got to be reaching to say that's a Q. Give me a second. Let me, unless you wanted to say that this roadway right here around it kind of makes a Q, but still, I think that's reaching. I really do. I think that's reaching. So if you ask me, is the JFK Center a Q? No. Looks like an eye to me, like a fat eye, an eye that needs a diet. I don't know. But that's just me. You guys can have your own opinions. I say no. And we got a lot that we do know, so I don't think we need to be that speculative. But thanks for asking the question. That's how we find answers. We ask questions, and we look it up, and we take it off. Morning coffee with Jeff sets my day for the better. Excellent. I'm so glad. Do I think that the DOSOM WIST is a hoax? Yes, absolutely. Where you been, Joey? Of course, we think it's a hoax. What's better than inventing a killer disease? Not inventing one and telling people you did. That's what I'm saying. All right, what else we got here? Okay, so-called asteroid impact. Boy, we get off track, so it's funny how it happens, but that's okay. That's cool. That's okay. They love gutting us. They do. They got JFK buried on top of the secret society. He warned us, but they're mocking us with his burial location. Good point. Interesting point. Let's see. And I mean, there's a lot of, is it a Q here? Is it a Q there? Let's see. Sunday Fun Day with Jeff. That's what it's all about. DOSOM WIST could be a cover. Absolutely. The cemetery driveway where John F. Kennedy Jr. is buried. Can we find that on JFK Jr. Cemetery? Can I find that? Let's see if I can find that. JFK Jr. Cemetery. Find a grave. It's not going to show it from the air. I guess I could, where is it? It's, where is it? It's supposed to, oh, he was cremated and his ashes were scattered. I don't know, but that's interesting. That's interesting. Nothing wrong with asking some questions. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. JFK Drive. Okay, is a Q? Now I know that if you look at his funeral, the people that were gathered there looked like they were in the shape of a Q, which is really interesting. So, yeah, we appreciate this. This is great stuff. We had a lot of great comments here today. Excellent, excellent stuff. We got a good show of people here, and we appreciate you very much. This is good. And we appreciate you being here. And Tracy Dyer, go live on Not Your Normal Sunday. She should at some point. Absolutely. We do appreciate you all very much. We are the last generation of real humans, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to show the world that things are good and getting better. They're not bad and getting worse. We're here to show people what happens when you win, and win again. All we have to do is unindoctrinate ourselves and get busy. For Tracy Dyer, moderator extraordinaire, I'm Jeffey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. I am the lovely Cynthia. Say have a great Sunday, and we'll see you very, very soon.